Thank you all for being here today. Hey, look, that's me. And there's a live stream. So if you don't want to be on camera, or you don't want to be recorded, just know that if you're standing here, you will be. And I think it's really important to be heard. So speak when you come up here. I am going to limit the time because we're running a little low on time. Today we got started a little late, but that's okay. So just everyone has a moment up here. You don't have to. You don't have to take your space. It's only if you want to. But the way that this works is we're going to use this as a talking stick. And we're going to do this really organically. So I'm going to start. I'm not sure how we're going to do my piece, but we're going to figure it out somehow. And then when I'm done, I'm going to pass my stick to someone else. Preferably, well, I know all of you, but I don't know you.
There we go.
So you might be next in line, even though you're the first time here. But yeah, preferably hand the stick off to somebody that you don't know. Somebody that doesn't look like you, somebody that you might be kind of curious what they have to say. I would say the kids don't necessarily need the stick unless they're like, okay, go ahead. I need to say something, and then let them speak, you know? But yeah, this is my last event. This is my last breakfast event.
Alexander, come here.
And I need to take some time inside for a while and rediscover why I'm doing this in the first place. But before I left for England, Christina and I did a little film. And I didn't realize how potent it would be for me right now. But I feel like it's really everything that I have to say. So, I don't know. Do you guys, is the projector working?
We can give it a shot. It might be a little dark. It's very bright out here.
Should we just try to do it on the computer?
That might be good.
The live stream won't see it, but that's okay because I'm gonna post it after this anyway. So maybe we'll just pause the live stream and.
Should we see what it looks like up there?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
We'll give it a shot. Where is it?
Okay.
Where is it?
It's actually just right up on my Where's my mouse? Right here. Right here. And it has to start over.
All right.
So yeah, when it presses play. Okay.
All right. Let's see what this looks like.
Yeah. I do want to preface this real quick and just say this is a poem that I wrote, and it was written based on an interaction that I had with a medium that I met when I was in Nepal in 2017. And these are words that she spoke to me, and it took me so completely off guard. I didn't really know how to take it. And so it's taken me kind of years to process the things that she said to me. Yeah, so I guess if you want to see, maybe we, just as I said, make it a circle.
There we go.
Let's make it a blob again. So that we can all look at it right here.
Take care of your heart, she said.
Should we put on this?
I brushed it aside,
Yes.
feeling I was strong.
You see the tree?
All right. How do I cast that? There we go.
I just want to make sure that it's. Yeah, I think that's good.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Awesome. Oh, thank you. I was looking for those earlier.
Oh, there you go.
Bethany, do you think we should go around and say names?
Yeah.
After this, maybe?
Should we do that? Let's do that first.
I like that. Yeah,
Does that help?
that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I realize not everyone has been to one of my events before, but
Yeah.
that's an important piece, actually, is that when you do pass off the talking stick, I want people to introduce the person that they're giving it to. So clearly, you probably don't know the person that you're giving the stick off to. And so it's always great if we just remind each other of our names when we do that. But we can go around first. Do we want to go? Maybe we'll start over here. I'm Bethany.
I'm Paul. Oh, I'm Troy.
Elizabeth. Christina.
Ryan.
Kairos. Sativa.
Casey.
Morgan.
Blue.
Cool. And we can always ask each other our names again.
Yeah,
So-
I remember like photos.
Yeah, don't worry. Ask as many times as you need or want. I don't think none of us should take offense.
I'm happy to meet people as many times.
Yeah, let's meet each other 50 times today.
That's why we're here.
All right, are we ready?
Take care of your heart, she said. I brushed it aside, feeling it was strong. Take care of your heart. She looked into my eyes. She pierced past my soul to touch a place I had never known. You have a pure heart, she said, evoking my wonder in what she could see. You are stronger than you realize, she said, with a gentle sadness which made me scared. I didn't think I needed to protect my heart. I didn't think I needed protection at all. I hid my scars beneath a blanket. Watching me, sadness clouded her eyes as she relayed these messages. She knew I would not listen. She knew I would not believe. Her words churned within my brain. What did she mean? Protect my heart? If I lived with my heart on my sleeve, how could anyone touch me? If I give my heart to everyone, wouldn't I be protected? If I smiled as I was told, and I gave what I could to those who needed it most, wouldn't I gain that in return? If I give every ounce of my energy and heart away, wouldn't it return and when I needed it most? If I love the world, wouldn't the world love me back? Protect your heart, she said. But I gave it away. I was strong. Today, I'm stronger. I was kind. Today, I'm kinder. I was heartbroken. Today, I crack my heart open. I was naive. Today, I integrate my lessons. I was blind. Today, I sense instead of seeing. I was full, spoon-fed stories from humanity's written history. Today, I'm empty, ready to taste my own adventures. I used to pretend. Today, I speak with loving intention. I used to hate my body, used and abused. I would have thrown it all away. Today, my body is my temple, exalted in adoration. Protect your heart, she said. But my heartbreak comes from lack. My blindness comes from believing. My taste buds come from watching. My emotions come from cowering. And my spirit comes from being. And my body comes from love. That's a bond that can never break. Today, I love my entire being, and I honor her with purity. Protect your heart, she said. And now I do.
Christina did the video.
Woo! And edited it and put it together.
That was beautiful.
Well done.
So those of you who have not been here before, the purpose of this is to speak from your heart. Really, there's no theme, there's no purpose other than, do you have an idea? What would you want to say if you could speak your mind, if you could speak your truth? So like I said, I am going to limit the time so that we don't go like forever and ever. So try to limit it to 5 to 10 minutes. In the past, I've sort of said there's no limit, but now let's limit each other. But continue the conversation past here. So if there's something that someone says, please connect with them. Please bring it beyond this space and time.
That's still live stream.
It's still live stream. Okay, great. So you won't see yourself, but you know, it is what it
We can
is.
pull that up, can't we?
And Timothy, I totally respect if you want to pass in this moment, but I'm going to pass this up to you if there's anything you'd like to say.
There we go. I will pass.
Okay, but we can come back to you.
Okay.
So it's free reign if anyone wants to come back to Timothy. Should we go?
Sure.
And thank Troy for the food today.
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah. And Hyro.
Yeah, so like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started writing like the outline for like a novel I was wanting to write. That was like a fictional, like mystical fantasy story that, in essence, like kind of describes like non-dual, like philosophy and theology. 'Cause I'm in seminary. And so, like in the Eastern Orthodox tradition, they say that the purpose of humanity is theosis, which is like basically becoming God in a way. And so, the actual story is about a woman named Selene, who is, the name comes from the Greek goddess of the moon, and her journey to the underworld. So the book is about pilgrimages to the underworld. What I realized in my own life is, to basically attain theosis, you have to essentially like go to the underworld, and the version of yourself that you like grew up learning, like your very first myth, that version of you has to die. And it will probably die like multiple times in your life before you attain that level of theosis. And so it's kind of about this like cyclical journey to the underworld, and not to like ruin the book or whatever, but at the climax you essentially like find yourself. Like the Jesus character comes into play after the main character looks into a sacred book, but each page is just a mirror. And by looking into the mirror, she reflects on all of the aspects of herself that she hates. And then in a time of like basically death or darkness, she learns to love that version of herself, like her truest form. And then Jesus comes and is like, all these trials you went through to overcome fear and anxiety and your own desire for power and all the shit, it's all just to like realize that God is everywhere. There's nothing but God, essentially. And so then she goes back and becomes a nun in the world after she comes to the underworld. That's basically the story. But yeah, that's the novel. It's kind of fun.
I can't wait to read it. I think if you need any editing, there's probably a lot of people in here that would. I'm like looking at Elizabeth. I'm like, Elizabeth needs to edit this too.
I have
Like,
a conversation I need to have with you about.
Yeah.
I don't know about editing, but I have some things to talk to you about.
I figured.
Are there any pomegranates on it?
Pomegranates? I can pop some
Yes, that's
pomegranates.
something that came up for me when you were talking about that.
Really,
And
pomegranates?
you were just talking about that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the fruit of like
Persephone?
Persephone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the
It was
underworld.
something about like 6 months in the underworld
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
6 seeds.
6 seeds.
Oh, okay.
That's why she has to stay there for 6 months.
Interesting. Okay, I'll write that in. That's a great.
See, I love this. I need
Yeah,
more
there's
context.
a
Read the myth
lot of like
first.
mythologies, a lot of different cultures have very similar.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are actually, even Persephone was based on Inanna.
Inanna's my girl.
Yeah.
I love Inanna.
Are you giving yours?
But yeah, that's it. That's my thing. Who do I not know?
Who do you know the least?
Who do I know? Yeah, I'm gonna go over here to Morgan.
Make everyone feel really uncomfortable.
Are you?
That's
Do
the
you want to
best
share
time
something?
speak.
I don't have anything particular, but
Yeah, whatever comes to your heart. If you have
why
it.
not? What have I been working on? I'm going to school. So I just next week will be my last week of my first semester back at college. It's been interesting, but I'm doing a lot of writing for my classes, so that's been fun. The world is kind of scary, so I'm just kind of enjoying what I'm doing and looking for my passion within that. So exploring writing. I've always been a writer, a reader. So I would love to read your story.
There it is.
That would be very interesting. But yeah, I think writing a novel sounds like the ultimate dream. So that's hopefully something that I'll be able to do someday.
Cool.
I don't know anybody's phone. Sativa?
My name is Sativa. I have had a lot of really interesting things happen to me. I have been 8 months, almost 9 months out of a no contact relationship. The biological father of my children. And I've been on this kind of journey going inward into the underworld, as you were saying, and just like really figuring out who I am, how I want to show up, and what I want to do with my life. And I've always had a drive, I always had an idea, but I've really been integrating a lot of things recently. And I've actually been working a lot with Elizabeth, and I've done some work with Casey, and that has really been transformative for me. And I've kind of been putting a lot of my power towards my business. I have a business called Shadow Healing, and I had my first big event last Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. It's just really interesting because I've been working on this for like 3 years now to try to get to a point where I feel comfortable presenting my business and like I feel comfortable like with my branding and everything. So that's just really exciting that I'm getting to that point.
But wait, will you tell us what your business is and what the branding is?
Yeah. So Elizabeth has been, I'm just gonna keep saying Elizabeth. She's a huge part of this. She's such a big part of this to me. But I started my business when I was pregnant with my first son, Phoenix. And I got my first and my second degree in Reiki, and that's kind of how it started. And I made some jewelry on the side. Please don't chew on this. And so I started off with Reiki and energy healing, and then Elizabeth had this fantastic idea to start making goat milk soaps because I had dibble dabbled in just kitchen witchery, kind of like finding like oils. I like doing like making spells. Thank you, baby. You want to give us the Bethany? Go get us the Bethany. She had this really good idea about making goat milk soap, and because I had dabbled in the kitchen witchery and making different, just all natural products, spell roll-ons, just kind of bringing my magic into my craft and my business and everything. Yes, you have something to say? I have all natural goat milk soaps, and they're based off of the chakra system. So I have 8 different soaps. The first 7 are root chakra through crown chakra, and they all have a scent that's associated with aligning that chakra. And then my 8th bar of soap is a baby bar, and it has no fragrance and no dyes, no chemicals. So it's really good for very sensitive skin. And babies.
Mama,
as well.
there's a ghost inside.
Okay. Thank you.
Right there. If they
The
all had to
goat
come out
milk
right
soap
there.
is the goats inside.
And then I also have handmade jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, and earrings. I have some spell roll-ons that are based off of the 5 elements. So earth, water, fire, spirit, and air. And then I also have some like hard lotions. Everything's all natural, based off of the elements, the chakra system, or nature in some way. And I've just kind of like been branching out, and I feel like where I'm at now is I'm trying to find my my people, my tribe. I'm trying to expand a little bit, and just I want to create a network of people that are similar minded, like artists, and people who are more open and definitely more spiritual people is something I've been wanting to call in. But as some of us know, this is hard in that community. Like it's really hard to find genuine spiritual people that are like actually doing the work, and that's something that I want. I want that accountability that comes with it and everything. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to meet some new faces today, and I hope that I turn some of those faces into connections. Hopefully, I don't really feel like I have anything.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
I wanted to compliment you again.
Thank you. Kairos.
Kairos. Okay. Take the floor.
Not to be confused with Kronos.
Yeah, no.
Twins.
Yeah.
You're not going
I feel my stomach like side.
Used to be really scared of public speaking, and like it's fun when it comes back. I'm like, oh, I'm a 5th grader again. Feel. I think I have my life exactly where I want it to be. I'm raising a kid with my friend who I love so much. Partner kind of like on the side because I'm like, it'll be as important as Tina and her kid, but that's fine. And I like my work. Everything is good. But most of the people I am close to are like totally drowning in chronic illnesses, horrible things like sexual assaults and car crashes. And most of the time I'm like, I just like, I sit and I listen a lot and then like holding the space as people just break. Like continuously breaking. And I'm just like, as my body fills up with microplastics and this world is on fire. I just I'm sitting here under a tree. And I'm so tired. And most of the time, like, I don't even mind, like, if the world does end because like, give it back to the trees, give it back to the water. So I just keep going between, like, I love humans so much. And I'm so exhausted by the things that they do to each other and to the world. And I'm on the verge of just like maxing out all my credit cards and giving the money to my friends and filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy because we can't take your house. and being like, all of this is like so silly to me. All this like stacking up for retirement or whatever. Like, also been getting into shoplifting lately. That's my share.
I love it.
Yeah, but the studs don't always want to be found.
What? The ghosts?
The studs. It's a stud finder. The studs don't always want to be found.
I thought it was ghost detective.
Well, the ghosts don't always want to be found either. Well, what is that?
Real ghost.
It's a stud finder.
That's why he keeps going off. It's because he's in there.
Maybe studs inside me then.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe studs inside me then, because every time I put it at myself, it does. It shows it. It just goes red and green. Every
That's your
time.
spine.
Every
Wow.
time. Red and
Hey, Willie,
green,
come
they're
show me.
opposites. So they're always fighting.
Come here, come show me.
Kairos, that tree is very powerful. For 3 years, I put all of my kundalini into that tree. Soak it up. Sorry, I can have multiple conversations all at the same time. Okay, Christina, the
Handed
floor
it
is
to you.
yours.
Oh,
She forfeited the floor to
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's
Okay,
okay.
I didn't. I guess I had multiple conversations, but I didn't follow that.
Welcome to eternity. It's happening right now. You're in it. This is it. And it's everything. It's all the conversations. It's all the beauty. It's the wind. It's the tree. It's your soul speaking. It's your soul listening. Everything in this moment is everything you'll ever feel. Connected to everything. This is it. Are you here?
I'm a little chilly, but I'm here.
You're chilly. You feel it. You can feel your feet in your shoes on the ground. You feel the breath in your lungs. You feel the kundalini in the tree. Years of things stored up for this moment, for the person who's sitting against it. Everything that we do, everything that we are, in our DNA, in our spirit, in the sunshine, in the cry of a child, in the love, in the preparation of everything, for the food. I think about how many compliments we don't pay, that we don't give. And I'll imagine, like in the video that we saw earlier, a woman making herself adorned with color, shape, the wig, the makeup, bringing everything together, preparing for something, bringing beauty into the world. And I think about when a woman's preparing to go out for an evening, maybe with another person, and maybe hoping that there'd be some sort of compliment, that there would be a notice taken of the care that's put into the preparation for the evening to be something a little bit more magical, a little bit more beautiful. And when a man goes by and doesn't notice, maybe he's trapped thinking about what he was working on or a project he wants to finish, and he doesn't see that the beauty before him has been being prepared. Our hearts break in those moments. When people don't see us, when people don't see our beauty, when people don't see the work, all the things that we are believing and breathing in the quiet moments by ourselves, under the trees, in our beds, on our knees praying, out under the sky asking God for fulfillment, for release, for healing that we're still looking for. In these quiet moments by ourselves, we are everything that we'll ever feel. So breathe in those moments. When you're doing the preparation, when you're doing the work, when you're formatting the book, when you're drawing the outline that you will paint, when you're doing the 16th sketch and saying, this isn't quite it, but I'm still working on it. long before the performance goes on, when you're rehearsing with the other musicians, when you're shopping for the groceries before the meal, when you're thinking about the next piece, the next meal, the next gathering. We're in that moment. It's all eternity. Every crisis, every blessing. When we get lost in the future, we can build anxiety thinking about that next thing, that next thing, that next thing. That can be overwhelming, it can be crushing. We watch the news and we hear about the world and all the feelings that the whole planet is taking on. It's overwhelming because we are not designed to feel it all. We're designed for this moment. We're designed to live in this moment, those moments when we cry out in our hearts, in spirit, or in our flesh. The moments when we smile and we can't contain the joy inside of us. Whatever you're feeling right now is a glimpse into eternity. Don't let eternity pass you by. When you need to cry, cry. When you need to shout with joy, hallelujah! We need to dance. We need to eat. We need to breathe. We need to hug. Be there. Be in that hug. Be in that meal. Be in that conversation. Be in that garage. Be in that place.
Did I say that you could be in the garage?
Okay,
No.
don't be in the garage.
You're outside. No. You don't listen to my rules. You do not get to be in somewhere that I don't get to see you.
No.
Hey, now you
Be
gotta
in the
build
sky.
it back up.
Be in your eyes.
That's called trust,
Be
my child.
in
No,
eternity.
You do not get to sit in here. Please leave the garage.
My name's Rye, by the way.
You will be cleaning up the house too. Okay? It is not acceptable to you. You are old enough to know better.
Sure, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to say.
I like it.
So, my name's Elizabeth. Some of you know me. Some of you don't. If you want to know me more, talk to me later. I love to get to know people. It's one of my favorites. This is my daughter Loa, and I have actually have 7 children. So the ones that you see here today are my youngest, and the rest of the other ones are with my first husband. They're with him today. So I have a business called Your Authentic Reflections, and it is a photography business, but it has the baby. Okay, so can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? I know. It's awesome. Can I talk for a few minutes? Can I talk for a few minutes? Okay. Here, you hold it. So I'm a photographer, but I also have. You need to talk to your father right now because I'm talking.
I'm sorry, I just had to kick all the kids out of my house.
Well,
because they let the cats out and they told them that was the one rule.
Yeah. All right. Let mommy talk to me after I'm done talking to you.
No.
Oh, he's eating stuff. In any case, I hold monthly women's circles at my studio, and everything I do is about helping people express their authentic self. And if my husband doesn't want me to express my authentic self right now in more frustrating ways,
I'm going to show you how to do that thing.
Children.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm sorry, it was really good having them in the house. But, you know,
No,
rules are rules, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. They can't mess with
Ready?
cats.
Does anyone know how to do this thing?
Why don't you
Mommy.
But you all can
Mommy.
that way.
Yeah. Try over here where it's flatter by the house.
Hey, Phoenix. This is fun, right?
Well, this is an opportunity to see what real community looks like. Because when you're growing community, you have children. Children are a part of that. So one of the things that I'm actually really interested and passionate about in the book that I'm writing is all about initiation and how people move from childhood to adulthood. And one of the things that I have come to in my studies and in my journey is there's actually 3 parts to becoming an adult. And I'll give you a brief summary. This is a summary. You'll have questions. One is initiate a blessing from the beyond, so connection with spirit. You have a connection, you realize you are not alone in the world. You are connected to something else. Second part is a blessing from a mentor. So someone who comes into your life and basically helps you let go of the childhood energy of things like being a victim, anything that holds you in place of feeling powerless, like you're a child. Sometimes people need an actual real life flesh and blood person to show you what it energetically looks like to be an adult. So the blessing of a mentor. And then the third part, which is like the aha for me in my search for a community and understanding what real community is and why we need it in the first place. And that is the blessing of community. And I'm just going to talk really quick on that last part, because that's the part where every single person here, that's a part of your job. That's a part of what you do here on Earth. So when someone is going through their initiation into adulthood, one of the things that they need from a community is for someone to look at you and say, I see you. I'm really happy you're here. I love what you do. Thank you for bringing this to us. And amazingly enough, think about it for a second. How many times have you heard anyone say that to you? Like, it's kind of rare for someone to hear that very much. And it's because of the way our community is so disconnected. People think, oh, well, that's the job of the teachers, or that's the job of the mothers, or that's the job of the fathers, or the grandparents. But no, actually, that's the part that is our job. Every single person in this room has a job in this world, has the job to just notice the people around them and say, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. So when you want to make a difference in someone's life, it's a simple thing. And it is part of their initiation into understanding who they are and what it is. So if you want to talk to me more about initiation or the things I do, I'd love to chat more.
She's the lady to tell.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna ask Blue.
He's on his phone.
Here we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do not have anything prepared to say, so I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna kind of riff on a little bit of what I've heard today, I guess. I've been thinking a lot lately. A lot about cycles, and about God. And I think one of the biggest, I'm gonna say crimes, but I don't even know if that really covers it, is that the idea of God has kind of been stolen from us. For a long time, I grew up very religious, but didn't really understand what religion even meant. What I got out of that experience was a connection with something beyond myself. And then when I realized what religion was really all about, I stepped away from it, and I was like, no, I'm good. Once I had the self-awareness to understand all the tangles that humans have created around that. But I still have always felt that emptiness, that longing for the connection that I had initially in my my ignorance. They say ignorance is bliss, and it was at the time. And So I've been thinking a lot about that and how to reconnect with something that I'm very certain is there and is an essential part of being human and being alive, uh, without feeding into that toxic world that has formed around it, that growth of like cancerous, toxic humanity. Um, and I keep coming back to the concept of cycles, that all things grow and then die and then grow and then die. And to lighten things up a little bit, I'm thinking back to the show Adventure Time. That popped into my head today, actually, as everyone was talking. I don't know if anyone ever watched that show. If you didn't, it's a cartoon, but it has. Oh, it's amazing. It's such a good show. It's like a children's show, but there's elements that like just amazing elements. Anyway, um, very much reminds me of the world today. There's this like post-apocalyptic world. All sorts of horrible things are happening, and sorry to spoil it, but it all traces back to. There's an episode that kind of explains where it all came from, and there's a meteor coming for Earth, and there are these powerful beings that are gathered, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And the majority of these beings are like, a meteor comes every 1,000 years and destroys everybody. We maybe should just like let it happen. And then the one of them is like, no, we must stop the meteor, and like tries to intervene and creates this magical thing, and that splits the universe and deviates things by trying to interfere with this event that this very arrogant creature decides shouldn't happen. And I'm thinking a lot about that, and some of the events that are happening around me in my personal life and in the world feel wrong and feel dangerous. But there's so much we don't understand. And a lot of this is cyclical, and sometimes just being there for the people around us, showing kindness, and not trying to wrangle with those things that seem too big is the best thing to do. Sometimes those things just need to happen, and we just need to be there for the people around us and come together in little gatherings like we are now and listen to the children and be there for each other and not try to get caught up in all that's happening beyond the circles that we already have. Not really the most cohesive thought, but those are the things I'm thinking about today, and if I come to a more cohesive conclusion, I'll share that. I thank you all for being here. I'm really grateful for your time and for your presence, and for sharing what you have so far. If I pass this on to the person I knew least here, I'd probably just keep talking. And I'm being completely honest. So I'm just going to hand it off to you because I know you very little. What's your name again?
Casey.
Casey. I'm going to hand it on to Casey.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Well, I've been doing a lot of things lately, but nothing I can really talk about. That's always fun. I don't know, what should I talk about?
One of the things that I was thinking about, I don't listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
You've
been really busy.
I've been really busy. I've been very busy.
Why don't you just tell people about yourself
Sure.
to give them a better idea?
Yeah. So I work with plant medicine. I do a lot of stuff with plant medicine. I typically work with mushrooms more than anything else, but I work with plant medicine in general. Kind of an expert in the field.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Plant medicine!
Okay, thanks.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms. Oh, yes. Mycelium.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of I've kind of been working a lot over the last 5 years of my life, trying to figure out how to not be a part of the typical corporate world, and trying to figure out how to make life work with a family and with a bunch of children, and how not to sink while also getting out of all of that. And that's been a challenge. It's been a lot of fun. And I think a lot of us are kind of there. We're like, yeah, we don't want to help this craziness anymore. It's kind of just life sucking. Let's figure out how to do this a different way. And it's interesting. It's kind of we circled a lot of different things, and yeah, working with plant medicine is just the one that I do the most of. Right now, I'm working with building a cannabis business and a few other things like that. So that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else
Well,
to say.
you also work people.
bored.
No, you're not.
Well, no, I mean as in I'm like I don't really know what I want to talk about.
That's
all.
fine too.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
He has a
So-
business called Microshift. So if anybody needs
I like
any
that name.
psychedelic help kind of
Michael.
stuff, that's what Casey does. He's very, very good at looking at the needs that people have and then figuring out like a way forward using different kinds of modalities and different kinds of
So less is subconscious.
It's a lot of subconscious.
Subconscious.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff with the subconscious because, I mean, that's kind of where all our demons lie. And it's also where a lot of our self-doubt and self-judgment is. And I think that is one of the biggest hurdles that a lot of us have to overcome. True spirituality is about challenging who we think we are, because we can't do anything further until we break that down.
I feel like there's a general theme that we've been talking about surrounding the underworld and just kind of the subconscious and working with that. And I think it's really
Yeah. Simple. I didn't know what to say either. Just say hi. I'm
say what
Timothy.
you're
Then you can pass it on.
Do you have anything you're working with? Well, you got a new job.
Okay, that's just better, I guess. I'm a caregiver for old people. That's pretty much it. I don't have much to say. I'm just a chill spirit. I like to just observe people. That's it.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What about you, Christine? You have something to say?
I laughed.
Yeah.
Well, I have like activity if people want to participate.
You want to participate in an activity?
Well, I'll tell you like a little bit about me. So
Do not leave my eyesight, my child.
I describe myself as a movement artist, but honestly, today I've been really working on just my own thing of just being in my body and being present with it, and yeah, just working on not performing, because I feel like I spent a lot of my life performing and trying to fit different roles that were helpful or fill a need for other people. So I'm working on peeling some of that back, and movement is something that helps me do that. So I am a movement artist. I am an animator. So I'm working on an animated film, like a hand-drawn animated film.
Sweet.
But a lot of what I animate comes from my own philosophy when it comes to movement. And that is honestly comes from like this idea that movement can happen anywhere. Like a lot of times dance is done on a stage, but like I always thought like why does dance have to happen on a stage? Like why can't it happen like in someone's yard or like on a rock or whatever? So I incorporate quite a bit of parkour philosophy into my movement. So I was gonna give people some tools if they want to try out how my approach to movement. So if you want to like get up and like shake it out. We've been sitting for a little bit, so get your arms moving.
something I've been working on is I've been calling lifestyle choreography, because I met this woman who had multiple sclerosis or MS, and she was having trouble getting in and out of her car. And her doctors were giving her all these very specific PT and strengthening activities or whatever, but all she really wanted to do was get in the car, put her seatbelt on, take her seatbelt off, and get out of the car. She could drive just fine, but they weren't really helping her with that. And I met up with her twice, and we approached it through creativity. So like you get to decide how you want to move with your own body. It's your body, so you get to move however you want to, and like you get to decide like what feels comfortable for you. And so in the 2 times that I met up with her, she came up with her own choreography to get in and out of her car, and now she's able to go to work and go to appointments, do the things that she needs to do. And that was kind of that made me realize like, oh, there is a place for thinking about movement differently. So the two tools that I'm gonna give people are, one is like thinking about your space kind of like you're in a grid or a cube. So you can make movements like we could do that. We could like you can step forward, you can step back, you can step to the side. But there's also other planes too. Like one that I like to do is like a diagonal one. So I like go diagonally, and then I like to think about like what would be something that would be balancing for that. So I go like the opposite way. So I'm thinking about the way I'm moving in like a 3D plane. Yeah, like that. That's really good. Yeah, so you can experiment with that, like going forwards or backwards, or isn't it a different way of thinking? Yeah, it's fun.
Can you say that one more time?
It's just like thinking about like movement but in space. So like you get to decide how you use space. So you can move forward, and then you can also think about like moving backwards through space, or moving up, or moving like diagonally.
So just taking up space.
Yeah, taking up space in like in the positive sense. So working with like you are the positive space, and then the space around you is the negative space, and you can experiment how you want to move through it. So a lot of my dance choreography, like if I were to make a movement this way, then I would balance it out with making another movement the other way. Or yeah, sure, that works. The other tool is it kind of comes from contact improvisation, but instead of working with a person, you're working with your environment. So like I could, and this is kind of comes from like parkour idea, but like I could use this to like go into this negative space here, and then like my dance partner is the space itself, if that makes sense. So you're going into you're putting yourself into those negative spaces and filling them. Yeah, with yourself. So
Thank you.
those are my two tools that I brought today that I wanted to share.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I like this part.
Let's see. I think there's just one person left.
I think who is not gone?
I think everybody went. I talked and didn't know what to talk about.
Oh, I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
That was during the cat incident.
Oh, got it.
It was during the cat.
He was telling them about plant medicine. So I'm working with the subconscious.
Yeah. Well, if no one else wants to take up space, I guess we can just kind of close the circle. Thank you all for coming and arriving and
and being here. Please connect with everybody who said anything, especially if it piqued your interest or thoughts. And I don't know, does anyone else have anything to say? I guess we could just kind of like open that up to just general, if anyone else has something else they want to say or speak about or process through with everyone before we're like officially done.
I just want to say thank you, and I think this is such a beautiful circle, and I want to do more of this stuff.
Well, everyone has the opportunity.
Like, I'm done.
Feel free to come and talk to me. I'm here, so.
Good to meet all of you. If anybody wants to talk more about things like plant medicine or initiation, you want to talk about women's circles or other events that you'd like to do, I do have a studio in New Hope, so Bethany's not going to be doing this anymore, but I do something for women, and I have a feeling we're going to be doing something for men too. I don't know. It's evolving. It's all a learning process.
I've had enough requests.
Yeah.
That busy bus stuff.
A family stuff.
I will say on the night of the 30th, I am hosting a film screening in my backyard, and it's actually a international film screening that's going to be happening simultaneously all around the world. And so I have not even seen the films yet, but they are coming from an organization that I have connected with through many years. But basically when I was over in Asia, I found out about them, and then I've taken a couple of courses with the woman who founded, it's called Micro Galleries. And the idea is basically taking art out of galleries and bringing it back into the world. And art is for the people. And so how can we make art more accessible in the public? And so all of these screenings are happening in unconventional spaces. So this is the only one that's happening in Minnesota. And there actually is a group called Altruit who performed here once, and they have a film in the screening. And if Christina, for example, if anyone has a film that they want to be screened at the end of it, I am welcome to add those on. I think that right now it will be about 60 minutes is the total amount of time, and we'll be opening doors at 8:30 p.m. and then everything will be done by 10 p.m. So tickets are free, but I do ask that you go onto my website and buy a ticket for $0 just so that I can send out my address and so I don't have to publicly post it. So spread the word if you want or don't. I don't really care. Whoever shows up, shows up. But I think it could be cool. It's called Project Forward 2049, and it's going to be it's a Friday night, May 30th at 8:30 p.m. And they are, it's up on my website. It's just for $0, but it's just really just so that I can control who has my address. But yeah, and then Blue and Morgan will be here with their projector, helping all that take place.
Oh, thank you.
So, but yeah, I think, Ryan, did you say that you had something else too?
This is the last thing. So I talked about eternity, and I talked about all the small moments you find in yourself. But one of the things I forgot to mention is that if you are in eternity, in this moment with yourself, instead of always looking inward, you can also notice what someone else is going through. And every moment is an opportunity to be sharing that space, sharing eternity with somebody in whatever moment they're going through. So we take advantage of those things. Look outside yourselves in some of the moments and just make sure that you see where someone else is. Where you can connect, what you can learn, what you can teach, where you can grieve together, where you can love together.
It's my birthday
Where you
tonight.
can serve.
So
Receive.
I can't go.
That's my last thought.
Thank you.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, what did I make?
Take all that love and put it out into the world.
I'm going to
There we go.
I'm
Well done, Bethany.
Thank you.